Hello, in this video we're going to convert a hex digit into a decimal value. So we're going to write a program that uses characters and strings, and we're going to learn how to read a string from the console, extract characters from that string, and convert a character into a number. So let's get started. In Eclipse, I've already created a new project and created a new class called hexdigit2dec. Now, in this class, the first thing we're going to do is import scanner. So java.util.scanner. Of course, I need a capital. So next up, we're going to have our main method, public static void main string array args. Okay, now the first thing we're going to do inside the main method is create a scanner object so that we can read data from the console. So scanner input equals new scanner, and we're reading from system.in. So system.in. Next up, we're going to print out to the console some instructions for the user. So system.out.print, enter a hex digit. And then we're going to read a line from the console, which will be whatever the user enters. So string hex string equals input dot next line. Now, in this video, we're only looking at converting a single hexadecimal digit. So from 0 through to 9, then through from A to F, which is what hexadecimal is. So what we're going to do now is check to make sure only one character was entered. And we're going to do this using the length method of our string. So if hex string dot length does not equal 1, we're going to print an error. And then we're going to exit. So system.exit. And our program will quit there if they entered more than one character. So for the rest of the program, we can assume that they have only entered a single character, and we can convert that as we need to. The first thing we're going to do is get the actual character that's contained in our string. So we're going to declare a new variable, which is a char. We'll call this ch. And the way we do this is to first convert the character. We're going to get the character from the string and convert it to uppercase. So there are a few things happening here. The first thing we will do is go hex string.char at 0. That gives us the character at the index of the string 0, or in other words, the first character in the string. But we're also going to convert this to uppercase as we go, and there's a static method inside the character class that we can use to do this. So character.to uppercase, and we're going to wrap our hex string char at method into that. So now we've got the uppercase version of whatever the user entered. The next thing we're going to do is double check to make sure whether they've entered a numeric digit that we're used to from 0 to 9, or a letter from A to F. So if ch is less than or equal to f, oops, that's a less than, or and character is greater than or equal, greater than or equal to a, that means they've entered a valid string. We're going to do something here. Now, what are we going to do? Remember that, these should be ampersands. Remember that our character variables, we treat them as single character symbols like this, but really it's a numeric code, and it's encoded using the ASCII standard. So what this means is we can treat a character just like we do a number. So, for example, the uppercase A is actually the code 65, and F is actually 70. So we can treat these just like numbers. Now, how do we convert this into a decimal number that we're used to? So the first thing is anything from A to F is going to be 10 or more, okay? Because our hexadecimal number system goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F. So A is equal to 10 in decimal. So the way we're going to convert this is to declare an int, and we'll call this value, and we're going to do our character that we've read in minus the numeric value of A, 65, and then add 10 to it. So now we get, so if they enter A, we get A minus A, which is 0, plus 10, which is 10, which is perfect, because the numeric value of A, the decimal value A is 10. So now we can print this out to the console. Like that. Our next check is to see whether they've actually entered a digit 0 through to 9. And luckily, again, the character class has a method to make this easy for us. So, else if character dot is digit. So is the character that we have stored in our ch variable a digit that we're used to, a numeric digit? If it is, then we're going to print that out. System.out.println. And we can just print out our original character because it will look the same as far as the user's concerned. We don't have to do any conversion here at all. Now, if it's not a letter from A to F and it's not a digit, that means they haven't entered something valid. So we will print out an error. So with that, that's all we need to write. So let's save this and we will run our project. So here is the input. So enter a hex digit. Let's enter something easy to start with, 7. The decimal value for the hex digit 7 is 7. Exactly what we were expecting. Let's let's enter one of the higher digits. So let's enter C. The decimal value for C is 12. Now that makes perfect sense because A would be 10, B would be 11, and C would be 12. So finally, let's enter something invalid to make sure our error is working. So Q. Q is an invalid input. You can see here that I entered the lowercase q and our to uppercase method is working because our program is outputting an uppercase Q. Similarly, if we enter too many letters like that, you must enter exactly one character. Our other error is working just fine. So with that, that's it for this video. Thanks a lot.